In this child-friendly space in Bangladesh, young Rohingya refugees are getting a chance they were never afforded back home in Myanmar. And they're in a happy mood as they proudly show off their reading and reciting skills. Save the Children's Daphne Cook tells me how the informal program aims to teach more than just letters and numbers.
These are kids that haven't had any kind of education at all. What that means is they might not know how to cross the road safely. They might not know how to wash their hands. So it's really basic stuff like that to keep kids safe and healthy in their day-to-day lives.
Outside the learning center, though, a grim reality confronts you at almost every turn. Like these children, who should be in school. Instead, they're selling vegetables to help support their families. Or these teenagers, who should be having fun with their friends, instead discussing what little they have to look forward to. Before fleeing to Bangladesh, 16-year-old ZIABUL used to dream of becoming a doctor.
If I can't continue to study, I won't be able to do anything with my life. I won't have any skills. I'm very worried that this could mean I might end up a thief one day, just so I can survive. I want to study.
ZIABUL completed the 7th grade in Myanmar, but he hasn't been back in a classroom since he and his family fled the violence there.
Go to almost any camp for the displaced, practically anywhere in the world, and you find more often than not that in those settings, it's extremely difficult for children to get access to a proper education. But when you speak to Rohingya refugees who fled Myanmar over the course of the past year, you find out that their education crisis started long before they arrived here.
It's estimated that upwards of 60% of the Rohingya are illiterate. When you hear how these boys were often barred by soldiers from attending school in Myanmar's Rakhine state, it's easy to understand why.
When we were on our way to class, the army used to stop us and ask, "Where are you going?" If we said we were going to school, they'd ask us, "What are you doing going to school?"
UNICEF's Simon Ingram explains how dire the situation has become.
So over the past year, we've had something like 380,000 school-aged children arriving here from across the border. So trying to get them into some kind of learning activities, give them some sort of shape to their lives, give them some sort of hope in terms of learning and their education for the future, that has had to be one of our biggest priorities.
While aid workers are cautiously optimistic that consultations with the government of Bangladesh will result in a formal curriculum that's ready to roll out by October, most of the refugee children don't hold out much hope. For while they may not be in school, they learn each and every day just how cruel the world can be. Mohammed, Jamjoom, Al Jazeera, at the KUTUPALONG refugee camp in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh.